Let us look at the second exercise in Microsoft Access. In this exercise, we are supposed to create a database called as orders. Within this, we are supposed to create a table called as order table with the following fields inside it. And then we are supposed to execute three different queries. So let's try to first create the database. I have my Microsoft Access with me, and I'm going to create on the create blank database. So I'm going to click on this one, create a blank database. When I click on it, Microsoft Access is going to ask me for the name of this particular database. As given in the question, we are supposed to create a database with the name orders. I'm going to store it in the my documents. You can click on this one and select a particular location where you really want to save it, but in my case, let it be in the my document. When I click on create, the database is created, and this we will not get that error message because I already have a database with that name. That's why it gave me that error. Otherwise, you won't get that thing. But what you get here is a sample table that is created to you. This will come by default in all versions of Microsoft Access, and you can create your own table by clicking on create and then table. But because I already have a table created by default by the Microsoft Access, I'm going to just click on the save button, and as given in the question, I'm going to save it with the name order table, Orderdtl. That is what the name that they have given. So I'm going to go here, and straight away I'm going to click on this save button. You can also use Control S on your keyboard. When I click on save, it's going to ask me for the name of the table, and as given in the question, it is Orderdtl is the name. So I'm going to just click OK, and my table is created. I am in the table tools over here, and I'm going to switch to the design view. So there are two views are there, datasheet view and the design view. This is the datasheet view. I'm going to switch to the design view. You can directly click on here to switch to it. Now here I am supposed to provide the field names. Let's look at all the fields which are there. Now all these fields, what I've done here is I have rewritten this field and placed it in Microsoft Access in Excel, Microsoft Excel. And this is the same field, order number, order date, order item, same field which are there, order number, order date, order item, and so on and so forth. But I have done it in Microsoft Excel so that I can import this data into my database. So let's start with the first field, that is order number. So I'm going to use this name over here. So the first field name as given in the question is the order number. Now this is just a number. If you look at the field over here, these are all numbers over here. So I'm going to use the data type for this as a number. So you can just click on this down arrow and then select a number. Let me go for the second field name. Now the second field name is the order date. So this is date and time. You can notice that they are all date. I'm going to just copy this and paste it over here. So that field name, so I'm avoiding typing over here. The field name is order date. Now one thing you will notice that I don't put the spaces over here. The reason for that is if you put the spaces in a real database, when you try to run a SQL, that is structured query language, you will learn this thing in the third semester or maybe fourth semester, something about structured query language. It becomes too difficult for you to access those fields with spaces in their field names. So it is better to avoid them. So make a practice of avoiding putting a space for the field name or maybe even for the database itself. Not that it is not possible for you to access it, but it just creates unnecessary problem whenever you write a query. So with that note, let me continue. This is date and time. So let me select the type as date and time. Again, this is not required by the Microsoft Access. You can put the spaces. but I am not doing it. Okay, this is my style, so I won't do it. Let's go ahead and let's go to the next one, and next one is the order item. So I will select this order item, and you notice that it is just a short text which is there. So I'm going to just paste it as a short text. Again, let me tell you, you can put a spaces in between order and item, but I avoid it. Okay, this data type of this is I'll take it as short text. Let's go to the next one, and the next one is the order quantity. I will just copy this one, order quantity. You notice that order quantities are all numbers over here. So I take the field name order quantity. So this is a field name, and the data type, I will click on the down arrow and select it as number. Let me go to the next one, and in the next one what I have here is the order price. Now if you notice that they are numbers, but because it is a price, I'm going to take it as the currency. So again, it's not really required that you take it as currency. You can also take it as number, but I will take it as currency because it is a price here. So I will assume that that is a currency that you are typing. Let's go to the next one. Next one is the client code, and you notice that the client code is again a number. It's just a set of numbers over here. So I'm going to type the client code, and I will take the client code, the data type of the client code, as numbers. So these are numbers, not this one, sorry, this is number. Let's go to the next one. The next last one happens to be there is two more are there. The next one is the delivery type, and delivery type, if you notice, it's a short text. It's a short text over here. So I will assume that I've typed it here, and this is short text. So done. The last one that I have is the order status. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to say again, if you notice the order status, again these are all short text. I'll take the data type as short text. With that, all our fields are being created. So order number is number, order date is date and time, order item is short text, order quantity is number, order price is currency, client code is number, delivery type is short text, and order status is also short text. I'm going to click on the save icon over here right at the top. You can use Ctrl S to do that thing. So once you have clicked on the save, let's switch to the design view. So again, you can click on the design. It's by default available. Click on the design view, and you have it here. Now during the examination, you are supposed to type this value, but what I'm going to do is, because I already have typed and kept it ready, I'm going to just import them into my database. So I have imported all the data. Now assume that I've typed it. So I typed all the data. You have to take the pen and type the whole data, whatever that they have given. It will be given in it will be there on your question paper. The same table which is given by the university, or maybe modified one, will be there on your question paper. Just look at that and start typing it. There is no way you can, there is no shortcut as such. You will have to type it manually. So with that done, let's look at the queries that we are supposed to execute. The first query says display all order numbers. So this is what they are. This time they are very specific. We need only order number which are not yet delivered. So what is the meaning of this? We are supposed to display all the order numbers. Let me zoom in for you. So all the order numbers which are not delivered. So there are few things which are not delivered over here. So all these order numbers has to be delivered. Or has to be displayed. So let's look at the query. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to click on create here, and I'm interested in the query. So let me click on create and say query design. So when I click on it, a query design is created. You are all familiar with it, and you are supposed to select a table, and there is only one table which is available. So you need to use only that table. So I'm going to click on add, and then I'm going to just close it. So this is done. And if that is if this show table is not visible to you, just click on this icon over here, show table, and it will be visible. Then you can close it. So add it to the design grid over here, and then they have asked me to show the, let's look at the question here, show the order number. So they want only the order numbers. So let's go and let's select order number. So last if you have watched my last video, I have selected star here. I don't want everything, I want only order number. So I'm going to select order number. Okay, what is the condition? What is the criteria? Criteria is the order status. Let's look at this one over here, the order status that we have here. So all of them are order status. So this thing what you see over here are all order status. Order status are not delivered. So this and this and so on. So whatever order status which are not delivered, so this is the order status. So order status which are not delivered has to be shown. So let's go and let's make that thing. So it is not delivered. I'm going to just copy this one instead of typing it. So order status not delivered. So let me go here, and then the next column I'm going to select order status. And what is the criteria? Criteria is not delivered. Okay, now if you just click on here without typing anything, it will say not delivered. Again, I'm not very sure whether you have studied about Boolean algebra. So it says not delivered like that, but I will not do this one. So instead of that, I start with the single quote. So this is a single quote that you see on near your enter sign, double quotes and single quote. So I type the single quote, and then I type not delivered, and I close it with the single quote. So this is going to be this. If you look at this one, this is single quote, then I'm typing not delivered, and then single quote. So this is what I've typed, if you can see that thing. So this is what I've typed it. So this is not delivered. Again, I do not want this particular field to be shown. So I'm going to say show is not required. So I'll uncheck it to say that don't show it. Okay, and then I'm going to run this query. So if I run this query, I'm going to see all the order numbers which are not delivered. Now to just show you, this is what you are supposed to do in the examination. Don't go beyond this one, but just to show you that they are not delivered, I'm going to go to the design view, and I'm also going to say, so I clicked on the design view, and I'm going to say show even this one status also, just for your understanding I'm doing it. This is not asked in the examination. Now if I run this query, what you notice is this order number is not delivered, this order number not delivered, this order number not delivered. Okay, so but this particular field is not asked. So in the question what they have said is show us only the order number, not the order status. This is order status. If you look at this part, this is order status. That is not, they have not asked. So again, I'm going to just modify this query, and I'm going to say don't show this one, don't show this one. Okay, this is not really required as far as the question in the examination. Run it, and you will see the order number. So first query is over. I'm going to click on save button over here. You can just press Ctrl S instead of that, and then because they have said no names, specific names are not given by the university, so just click OK. Then your first query is created. Let's go to the next query. What does the next query says? Display all the orders of LED monitors and CPU. So two LED monitors and CPU, you are supposed to show that thing. So let's go ahead and let's do that thing. I'm going to create a new query. Let's go to the create, and then let's go to the design. Okay, and then I'm going to add the table, so show table, and then I'm going to add the table. Your table is added. Let me click on close to close it. Now what they have said is a display. In this case they have said to display all orders. I assume that orders, when they say, they want to see all the details. So because here if you notice they said order number, specific was there, here there is nothing, no specific information. So I am going to display everything. So how do I do that thing? I just go here, Click on these fields and I'm going to select a star. Star means everything. What is the criteria? What does this criteria is the LED monitors and the CPU. So where do you find these LED monitors? In the order items. So I'm going to just copy it to avoid typing. So I'm going to go over here and then say order item. Look at this one, order item. This is the criteria. So I'm going to go and to the next field and I'm going to say order item. And the first one, first criteria, again if you want you can put a single quote over here and then paste it. Okay, and now what if you don't put the single quote and just paste it? Now Microsoft Access will put double quotes for you. Whether I'm not very sure whether you will see it on your videos, but it will put double quotes. Is there a problem? The answer is absolutely no. Okay, but you will learn about SQL structured query language, a separate language called as SQL. In that we use a single quote. So because I know it, I teach that subject, I can't put the double quotes. Okay. In Microsoft Access, it is it won't create any problem even if you create a double quotes here. In this particular option, it won't make any difference if you do that thing, but I avoid that. Now the first one is the LED monitor, that is what they have said, and the second one is they said CPU. So again I'm going to just copy the CPU to avoid the typing everything. I think I should have typed it. In any case, I will paste it here with the single quote. Okay, now this is one option you can use it. I'm going to show you the other option. So you can say, if you notice the criteria or is there, if you put it down, it means or LED monitor or CPU, LED monitor or CPU. Okay, this is one way you can do it. Let me run the query and show you what is the other way in which you can do it. So with the two criteria that is added, first criteria is it must be order item must be LED monitor. Next is or it must be CPU. Okay, let me run this query and what you notice over here is it's going to show you only those items which are LED monitors or CPU, LED monitors or CPU. Okay, this is going to show that thing. And if you notice the original table, there are keyboards, scanner and other things. These items are filtered out. Now let me go to the design view over here and let me tell you there are two ways in which you can achieve the same result. One is by typing one and other. This is very easier for you during the examination. And those who have studied about the Boolean algebra and Boolean equation, you can use the OR operator. Okay, let me type this one. Okay, I think I have to type it directly. Okay, CPU and okay, this also you can do it. LED monitors or CPU. Those who have studied about, those who know what is and or not, those who know it, this is what you can do it. You can also use or. Okay. Will it give a different result? The answer is no. If you run it, you will get the same result. Both are good, both are valid, and there is nothing wrong. What is the difference? This is for those who know the operators like and or not. If you know it, then you can put or operator over here. Okay. If you don't know, type it one below the other, one and the same. Okay, I'm going to save this one. I got the result. Let it be query 2. I'm not going to change the name because they have not asked me to give any name. Let's go to the third one. And in the third one, they said to display orders the LED monitors and CPU that are not being delivered. So two conditions are there. So let's go ahead and let's do that thing. Again, I'm going to go to the create here. I will go to the create and I'm going to say design query and that's it. And I'm going to add the table. That's it. I'm going to close it. Now, according to them, they said display all the record. They are not very specific. So I'm going to display all the fields of this particular table. So I will select star. Done. Then what are the things? First one is the order items. So look at here. They said this is or LED monitors and CPU. Where do you find LED monitors and CPU? LED monitors and CPU are found in order items. So I'm going to go and in the second one, I'm going to select this one, the order items. Order items are two things according to them. One is the LED monitors and the other one is CPU. I'm going to just copy paste it again. I'm doing it to avoid the typing delays. So assume that I've typed LED monitors in a single quote. Again, if you don't put the single quote, Microsoft Access will put the double quotes for you. Will it create a problem? The answer is absolutely no. It will not create any problem. So second one they have asked me is the CPU. So I'm going to just go and say within single quote. So this is first criteria is a LED monitor, or second criteria within single quote CPU. So first criteria, if you notice, LED monitor or CPU. Again, if you have one more item, or keyboard or monitor, or you can, so all of them, one, if you put one below the other, they are or. If you put next to it and, so again, for those who don't know what is or and you will learn about it in your Boolean algebra and as well as C programs and other things. Let's go and let's look at what is the next. And okay, they are not been delivered. So what is this not delivered? Where do I find it or not delivered? In the order status I find not delivered. Now I need both the condition. Okay, LED monitors not delivered, CPU not delivered, both has to come. So which is where do I find that? This is the order status. Order item must be LED monitors. And what is the order status? Order status is not delivered. Very important thing, if you are lazy here, so just to show you, if you lazy here and if you don't put the single quote like how I am doing. Now if you don't do it and just let me assume that you typed, and if you go to the next one, the Microsoft Access thinks that you are going to use the not operator. Again, if you're not very familiar with the not operator or the Boolean not and other things, you will learn it later. So put the single quote, then type it, not delivered. Again, I'm going to say not delivered. By the way, what is this that I am saying? So order item is a LED monitor and the status must be not delivered, or order item must be CPU and the status is not delivered. So LED monitors are also not delivered, CPU are also not delivered. So both the condition must be true. Again, I am not interested in showing this is the condition that I put. I am not interested in showing that condition also. So I am going to remove this. I am going to remove it. The reason is I am displaying all of them because I use the star here. So when I use the star here, I am displaying everything. So there is no point in again showing the same thing with the field 0, field 1 and so on and so forth. So look at this criteria. So this criteria is very simple. Let me zoom out for you. So order item, so you read it like this. Order item is LED monitor and it is not delivered. In the same way, order item is CPU and it is not delivered. So both the condition here, CPU not delivered. So these two conditions must be satisfied. These two conditions must be satisfied. One among them has to be satisfied. So either this is true, this whole thing is true, or this whole thing is true. Okay, or both of them may be true. Who knows? Okay, so let's run it and let's see what is the output and what you notice over here. So if you notice over here, and let me show you this one. Okay, if you notice over here, here you have I will show it in the Microsoft Excel, don't worry about this one. So this status is not delivered. So let's look at this status is not delivered. So one CPU is not delivered, but you notice that there is one more CPU which is already delivered. So this is not included. So you have one monitor, LED monitor, so which is already delivered, that we are not interested in. But you have one more LED monitor over here which is not delivered. So something which is not delivered I want to see. And if you notice over here, if you carefully notice here, the CPU which is not delivered, the LED monitors which is not delivered, that is what has to be shown. So that's all you need to do. Let me click on the save button to save this query. So I'll save this one with that all the queries are being executed. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the next video. Thank you.